Today's video is really kind of personal because what we're going to be talking about today is self-sabotage and what self-sabotage can do to you and keep you in the place that you are, preventing you from growing and preventing you from getting to where you want to be in your life. So let's talk about 5 things that really impact self-sabotage. Number one, and perhaps maybe the most obvious, is fear of failure. We get so wrapped up in thinking that failure is the end point. Failure is not the end point. Failure is a learning experience. And as you learn, as you fail, as you grow, it's going to move you forward. So getting over that fear of failure and understanding that failure is a temporary thing. And when you fail, you learn, you move yourself forward. That's a good thing. That's a positive thing. When you don't allow yourself to take that opportunity and to fail, that turns into regret. And regret is something that, for most people, you can't even get over regret. It is a lingering emotion that you have that just presses down on you because you should have taken that chance. And as you think about it, I woulda, shoulda, coulda, all of those words that come up and you say, man, I wish I just tried it. That is the fear of failure. Overarching fear of failure that prevents you from doing it. And now you stop and now you have that regret. So let's talk about how to overcome fear of failure. Fear of failure is, don't try to do too much at once. Plan out what it is that you want to do and have the expectation that it may not work the very first time. It may not work the second or third time. But as you adjust the game plan, as you engage others who can help you, you're going to start to move yourself forward. And that fear of failure is going to go away because now you have the anticipation of it may not work, but there's another step forward. So understanding how to manage your fear of failure will help you move forward. Here's something that people don't really think about when they talk about self-sabotage, and that's fear of success. Oh my God, what if this really works? What does that mean to me? How much more responsibility am I going to have? What's the workload going to look like? How am I going to manage everything that I have going on? So oftentimes we self-sabotage because we're afraid of achieving that goal. And it sounds so counterintuitive, but that's the reality, is that, oh my God, I've succeeded. I'm at this level that I want to be. Now what? Now how do I keep going? Maybe I'm better off just staying where I am because it's comfortable. And that comfort zone, being in your comfort zone, is the worst possible place that you can be. Understanding how to kind of manage that success that you have and being in control of your emotions. When you start to achieve that level of success, the goal should be to continue to increase that success level and not let it burden you. Understand the responsibilities around it. If you need to engage other people to help you manage whatever it is that you're doing because you're becoming more successful, don't let the fear of success self-sabotage you from moving yourself forward. This one was a key for me. It took me forever to overcome this, and that is low self-esteem. Just not believing in yourself, just not believing in your self-worth, and not thinking that you're capable of achieving this, that you're worthy of achieving this, that you haven't done anything in your life that warrants you from having that success. So low self-esteem is really, really equates to self-sabotage because you just don't have that belief in yourself that you can do it. And that's where small incremental changes are going to make the biggest difference, because as you start to make those small improvements, your esteem is going to start going up. You're going to start to believe in yourself and your abilities to do things. As you continue to move yourself forward, that self-esteem is going to come up, and you're not going to have that lower self-esteem. You're going to start believing in yourself, and it's that internal belief system that is going to propel you forward and move you forward. So if today you are like me with that low level of self-esteem, take on tasks that you know you're good at and start to build on those. Start to build your self-respect and your self-esteem and those goals that you've set for yourself to move yourself forward. Getting out of that low self-esteem, finding those things that make you happy, the happier you are, the higher your esteem level is going to go. So it really is important to start moving yourself forward, to start believing in yourself and getting out of that low self-esteem mindset that is so crippling to so many people. There's also the thought of perfection. Like everything has to be right. This has to be right out of the gate. No, it doesn't. It's not going to be perfect the first time you achieve something. Everything takes time. There's progress. There's growth all around it. So don't expect that level of perfection. Don't go for perfection out of the gate, because that is going to impact you from a self-sabotage perspective. You're going to think, oh my God, it isn't what I expected it to be. This isn't worth it. I'm giving up. No. It's those little steps forward. It's a continuous growth that you're going to achieve that's going to get you away from that perfection requirement and move you up a little bit at a time. The happier you are, the more focused you are, the better off you're going to be. So don't try to do everything at once. Don't think about multitasking. Don't think about just having this grand scheme. Think about working yourself up and having that plan to move yourself forward as you're starting to see and realize success. And then probably the most important, this is the one that I had to work on the most, and that is negative self-talk. Talking down to yourself, telling yourself that you're just not good enough, that you're not deserving of what it is that you're trying to accomplish. You've failed so many times previously. It's just not worth it. You're not going for it anymore. All of that negative self-talk just propels your self-sabotage. You are just absolutely talking yourself out of whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. Switching that talk from negative self-talk to positive self-talk, building yourself up, telling that you are good enough, that you are deserving of this, that you are capable of everything that you want to accomplish. It's that self-talk, going from that negative mindset to that positive mindset that's going to move you forward. So again, let's talk about the 5 things. Overcoming fear of failure. Knowing that you are good enough, that failure is part of the process. And as you move yourself forward, you're going to start overcoming that fear of failure, because you don't want to realize regret. You don't want regret to set in and then completely derail whatever it is that you're trying to do. So when we talk about fear of failure, we're really talking about regret. And we want to overcome fear of failure so that we don't experience that regret. Fear of success. Don't look at things too broadly. Everything is incremental. Everything goes in steps. As you move yourself forward, you're going to be able to manage whatever level of success that you have, and you're going to bring in people that can help you manage that success. So building a team around you to take some of that pressure off of yourself is very, very critical. Low self-esteem. Understanding that, yes, in the past, we may not have gotten to the level that we wanted to in our lives, but now is the new opportunity. Now is the time to move yourself forward. Believing in yourself, understanding that the past is the past. And while it's important to understand your past, you don't want it to be the landscape that you use going forward. So overcoming self-esteem by believing in yourself, by taking the lead on things, by owning what you're trying to do is really critical. Perfectionism. It's never going to be perfect, so don't expect it. There's going to be bumps in the road. There's going to be failures. There's going to be obstacles and roadblocks. You need to work around those. That's really important, to not set such high standards that they're not achievable. And then lastly, negative self-talk. Stop talking yourself out of what you're trying to do and coming up with all the reasons that you can't. Start talking about all the reasons that you can and how you're going to be able to propel yourself forward and why you're worthy of what it is that you're trying to do. I don't talk about these 5 things just out of the blue. These are things that I had to work on myself, because for so long, I believed every single one of those 5 things. But I also want you to know that it is absolutely possible for you to change your mindset to obtain success and to overcome self-sabotage. If you're struggling, reach out. Let's talk. Have a great day. I'll talk to you later.